I'd like to welcome you to our 2011 award ceremony and firefighter tribute ceremony. To start off this morning, I'd like to introduce Andy Stock. He's the son of one of the employees for the city of Danbury and a nephew of an award recipient. And Andy's going to come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So can you please stand and face the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next, I have the honor and distinguished privilege to introduce Deacon William Murphy of St. Gregory the Great Parish, who's going to lead us in an opening prayer and some kind words about why we're here today. Deacon Murphy.
My friends, let us bow our heads. Almighty and ever-living and loving Creator, we gather together this morning in your name to give thanks for your love and the gift of those who serve their neighbors unselfishly. We give thanks for all those in the fire and emergency services, especially those who are recognized today. In a most special way, we give thanks for the members of our community who have demonstrated through their actions love of neighbor by their acts of service and courage. Remember all those who have been injured, all those who have died in the fire service. This morning, remember Joseph Hallis and Martin Melody. We recall all those who gave their all 10 years ago on September 11th. We ask that you continue to inspire members of our community to follow our better natures in service to our brothers and sisters in need and in danger. We pray that you continue to bless our city, our state and nation, and all those who protect our community and the world. And for these and for all good things, we continue to give you thanks and praise. Amen.
Thank you, Deacon. We appreciate your time. Before I begin my remarks, I'd like to just thank all who made this possible. The Awards Committee of Danbury Firefighters Local 801, Chief Harold, Deputy Chief Weedle, Mayor Bowden, and all the officers, firefighters of the Danbury Fire Department. We welcome you here to our house today. We honor your presence and thank you for your service. Today is a solemn anniversary in the fire service. Today we pause to remember and honor the lives, the heroic actions, and the spirit of compassion of not only our firefighters, but of also the nation's firefighters. As we gather here in Danbury on a typically beautiful fall morning, others also assemble across the country. During this morning's ceremony, our thoughts will also drift to the National Fallen Firefighters Monument in Emmitsburg, Maryland. This year is the 30th anniversary of this national monument to our nation's firefighters. Constructed in 1981, the 7-foot stone monument features a sculpted Maltese cross, which is a traditional symbol of the fire service. There is an engraved plaque on the base of the monument which bears a message from President Reagan. At the base of the monument, an eternal flame symbolizes the spirit of all firefighters, past, present, and future. Plaques encircle the monument to list the names of the men and women of the fire service who have died in service to their communities since 1981. Whenever a firefighter dies in the line of duty, fire officials post a notice of the death at the monument, and all flags are lowered at the site to have staff. In the fire service, dates of significance are easily brought to mind. Too often these dates bring with them the image of pain and suffering. These dates remind us of the loss we suffered in service to others. We remember August 2nd, 1978, when a roof of a supermarket on fire collapsed, plunging 12 New York City firefighters into the inferno below. 6 of these men lost their lives. We remember December 3rd, 1999, when on a frigid Friday evening, Worcester, Massachusetts suffered a most terrible loss when 6 members of the Worcester Fire Department were lost while searching for 2 occupants believed to be trapped by the massive flames consuming the Worcester cold storage warehouse. We will never forget the images of the terrorist attacks of September 11th, where the world was shocked by the horrific events of that day. The gallantry shown by the citizens, firefighters, EMS workers, and police officers is beyond reproach. The pain will linger forever. The Charleston Sofa Superstore fire occurred on June 18th, 2007 in Charleston, South Carolina, in which a flashover and structural collapse contributed to the deaths of 9 Charleston firefighters. Closer to home, we will never forget the stunning sadness we felt when we learned of the passing of Assistant Chief Tom Morris on October 4th, 1997, who suffered a fatal heart attack shortly after working his night shift right here at Fire Headquarters. The date of February 23rd, 1982 is never very far from the mind of any Danbury firefighter. It was on that frozen night that Lieutenant Martin Butch Melody and firefighter Joseph Hallis entered the ground floor of a Furrier factory to search for occupants of the building on fire. When the second floor collapsed, these brave men, who like all their firefighters will tell you, were just doing our jobs, died in the line of duty. Their courage, their compassion, their professionalism has become part of every firefighter that wears the uniform of a Danbury firefighter. Next February will be 30 years since that fateful night. As firefighters, we are compelled to remember these dates. But as we remember the sadness, we should remain inspired by the courage and compassion that is found in these dark days. We will never forget you. Today, as we gather here in Danbury, the names of 4 Connecticut firefighters will be placed on the wall of the Fallen Firefighter Memorial in Emmitsburg. They are Captain Kevin Swan of the Beacon Hose Company, Beacon Falls, who died of a heart attack while responding to a reported structure fire on March 10th, 2010. They include Bridgeport Lieutenant Stephen Velasquez and firefighter Michael Mitch Bake, who died July 24th, 2010, as they ventilated and searched a burning 3-story home in the city of Bridgeport. It will have Waterbury Lieutenant Bruce Baczynski, who died of a heart attack shortly finishing his shift on October 26, 2010. In honor of these men, I would like to repeat a poem that I first heard at the memorial honoring the Worcester Six on December 9th, 1999. Brother, when you weep for me, remember that it was meant to be. Lay me down, and when you leave, remember I'll be at your sleep. In every dark and choking hall, I'll be there as you slowly crawl. On every roof in driving snow, I'll hold your coat so you will know. In cellars hot with searing heat, at windows where a grate you meet, in closets where young children hide, you know I'll be there at your side. The house from which I now respond is overstaffed with heroes gone. Men who answered one last bell, did the job, and did it well. As firemen, we understand that that's a card held in our hand, a card we hope we never play, but one we hold there anyway. That card is something we ignore as we crawl across a weakened floor, for we know we're the only prayer for anyone that might be there. So remember, as you wipe your tears, the joy I knew throughout the years. As I did the job I loved to do, I pray that thought will see you through. Finally, the fire service is rich with ceremony, custom, and tradition. Our custom of rendering final honors has its origins in the fire department of the city of New York, where many years ago, long before the advent of radios or pagers, fire alarms and daily announcements were dispatched from central headquarters to outlying firehouses by a system of bells, commands, and telegraphs. Each different type of alarm or announcement would have its own number and a series of bell strikes. When a firefighter died in the line of duty, or when some important official or personage died, headquarters would transmit 5 bell strikes, repeated in 4 series, with a slight pause between each series, following the announcement. This was done as long ago as 1865 in the New York City Fire Department to inform the rank and file of the death of Abraham Lincoln. The custom has continued down to the present day, and this form of rendering final honors to departed comrades is known in the fire service as striking the 4 5s. I ask that the members of the Danbury Fire Department, active and retired, please rise and stand in place until the conclusion of the honorarium. God bless all firefighters, their families, their friends, and thank you especially for those who have given the ultimate sacrifice. You are forever in our hearts. Thank you. Please be seated. Now it's my privilege and honor to introduce my boss, Fire Chief Jeff Earl. Thank you.
Good morning. Mayor, elected officials, friends and families of the Danbury Fire Department, citizens and families of the honorees. I welcome you to this 2011 award ceremony for the Danbury Fire Department. Each year, we gather to recognize those civilians and firefighters who have stepped up to do extraordinary things to help others. For firefighters who serve our citizens, these things are often said to just be the job that they so love to do. For citizens who are not firefighters, these efforts are made in the sense of stepping up because they were there and someone had to do something, and if not me, who? But neither description is truly correct, because in reality, the firefighter might not go over and above in service, and the extra effort might not occur. The citizen might not step in, and might turn her head, walk away, and no one but that person would be the wiser. But as this ceremony will prove, that is not what happens. Firefighters and citizens do take the chance. They do stretch themselves to assist and aid in some situation that might be critical, whether it is for an accident, an injury, or an emotionally charged loss. And in so doing, they make things better for those individuals, families, and our community. They do what is necessary and what is right, often putting themselves at risk, taking time away from family or work, or in simply stopping what they were doing and making someone's bad day better. Today, as we recognize these members of our community, it is perhaps our duty to note that this gathering here today is being repeated across the country in the many venues. I will draw your attention especially to Emmitsburg, Maryland, where as we speak, those friends, family, and department members of those firefighters who gave the ultimate measure for their communities are being honored today. Hundreds of people are gathered in the small community there at the site of the National Fire Academy to pay tribute to these women and men of the nation's fire service. It is fitting and necessary that we do this. Here are some statistics from 2010 in a report from the U.S. Fire Administration. 87 firefighters died in the line of duty last year in 2010. These included volunteer and career and paid on-call firefighters. 4 fatality incidents where firefighters were killed in each, at least 2 firefighters were killed in each, claiming 8 firefighters. 11 firefighters died while fighting wildland fires. Emergency incidents related to firefighter deaths in 48 cases. 22 of those firefighters died at the emergency scene. 16 firefighters died on the road responding to or returning from a call. And yet, heart attacks were the single most prevalent cause of death. 60% of our firefighters died of heart attacks. And 12 firefighters died while training. Yet this number of 87 firefighters actually illustrates a reduction in U.S. firefighters' fatalities over the past few years. Fire Administrator Glenn Gaines says, working closely with our partners, the USFA will continue every effort to be sure that when it comes to firefighter health and safety, this downward trend will continue. He mentions partners with the USFA that are working to continue to improve health and safety of firefighters. I want to point out that these partners are not just federal agencies. These partners include the City of Danbury. Danbury must work with the fire service to continue to reduce these injuries and improve firefighter health and safety. We are doing this in a number of ways. For example, we have in place a requirement that all firefighters responding wear seatbelts. They do this. The 11 firefighters who died in vehicle crashes did not die a heroic death. They died before they got to the scene or leaving the scene. They died unnecessarily, and their deaths should not have happened. A death of a firefighter trying to rescue a woman trapped on the 3rd floor with no hope but that firefighter who expends his last mortal effort to achieve that rescue is heroic. Likewise, the 60% of the firefighter deaths that were attributed to cardiac arrest is an anachronism that we must address. It falls to the city and the department, but ultimately to the firefighter to better his or her physical condition. We know how to prevent heart attacks. We know how to improve our health. It is not the city's responsibility to lose 30 pounds. It is not the city's responsibility to make the firefighter get on the treadmill. Years ago, the state of Connecticut passed a law saying that a heart condition of a firefighter is due to the job. That law has been amended, and recently hired firefighters have somewhat different provisions. Regardless, those of us in the fire service cannot hide behind the heart and hypertension law and not take care of ourselves. It falls to us to keep ourselves healthy and able to perform the duties that the citizens of Danbury have seen fit to honor us with performing. This does not mean that we have no obligation to provide for the health and safety of our firefighters. Indeed, we have a significant obligation. That includes providing proper annual physicals and access to the training, material, and services to maintain our physical health. We must continue to improve in this regard. Working together, the city and the department must continue to find ways to better the health and safety of department members. Earlier this week, the city announced a FEMA grant that will allow us to hire 12 replacement firefighters to the value of $2.1 million. This step is critical. Hiring and training firefighters that can properly respond to the myriad calls that come our way is a critical, important step. As chief, I thank the mayor for working with us to bring this to fruition. Economics had curtailed the ability of the city to hire these firefighters, and the mayor has recognized the need. And in accepting this grant, during the next 2 years, these firefighters, we will be fully staffed. Thank you. Earlier, I said it was necessary that we recognize our fire service members in these ceremonies. It is necessary because the nation's fire service is the first line of defense that sits between our community and the ravages of fire and all other emergencies. We must support and provide for our fire service members and the ever-growing demands we place on the service. Now, a brief description of our department and how we serve. First line of defense is dispatchers, and they are truly our first responders. They may sit behind the phone and answer the phone, but they are responders in every sense of the word. They are the first contact for our citizens. When they call 911, the first voice they hear is that of a Danbury Fire Department dispatcher. These men and women set the tone for the entire emergency response. They get the information necessary, send the responders to the call, all the while keeping the caller on the line. They assist with teaching the Heimlich maneuver to a mother so she can save her child, and they might calm a panicking husband to help a stricken wife. They will set the tone for the response that often will determine the ultimate outcome for that emergency. According to the NFPA last year, in the United States, there were 482,000 structure fires. Of these, 384,000, over 3/4, were residential fires. That statistic makes residential fires the single most dangerous for firefighter and citizens alike. It's not in the business, it's not at work, it's at home. Most fires represent a failure, whether it is a failure in education, building construction, code enforcement, or in the use of equipment. A failure may result in a fire. The City of Danbury has a community risk reduction team of deputy fire marshals who work diligently to reduce the risk of fires in the city. They are tasked with continuing this effort with the goal of eliminating all the fires in the city to prevent failures. They are very successful, as last year in the City of Danbury, we reported only 49 structure fires. Yet there is still much to be done. In the event of fire, a natural or man-made disaster, the fire service in Danbury is tasked with response and remediation. Whether that is Hurricane Irene, a structure fire, a weapon of mass destruction, a terrorist event, or a mass casualty accident on Route 84, the fire department is the first agency to respond. These men and women are trained in hazardous materials, rescue of trapped persons above or below the ground, medical response, and of course, fire suppression. It is fire suppression that poses the greatest risk to our firefighters. It is fire suppression that we must most train for. For it is firefighting that is the core of whom we are, and that cannot be lost on the city or us. For all the valuable services we provide, we are first and foremost the Danbury Fire Department. Fire is in our name, and that is why we are here. For when fire comes, and it will, we will be there to attack it, to stop it, and if necessary, to risk our lives to save others. For that is who we are. Thank you. I'd like to now introduce Mayor Bowden.
Good morning. It's wonderful to see you all here this morning. I'm honored to be here each and every year to celebrate, to recognize, and to remember all those who came before us, who are with us now, and the good works that they'll do in the future. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize a couple of folks that are in the audience with us tonight or today. I know that some members of our city council are here, Fred Visconti and Phil Curran, and we appreciate them coming here this morning. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody else. I know that our police chief, Alan Baker, is here as well. Chief, there you are, right in the back. Thank you for being here. And I don't know if I can add on to what Jeff already said. I mean, the chief has pretty much outlined why this is such an important event for us. But I do want to share just a couple of quick thoughts about what it is that this department does, because I'm not sure that the public really understands, and we have some members of the public that are here today. Yes, the prime function, the number one responsibility of this department is to put the fire out. It's also to prevent fires before they start, as the chief said. But there's a whole other bunch of services that this department does that I receive letters about, phone calls about, and thanks about from our residents each and every day. Everything ranging from letting somebody out of their locked car that they lock their keys in, to being able to troubleshoot a problem at a resident's house, to pumping out somebody's basement. You name it, the Danbury Fire Department is there to help. And at the end of the day, it's really about how we connect with our residents each and every day. These individuals, from the chief on down, are a point of contact for our residents. And when this truck behind me rolls up to your house, you're probably not having a very good day. And the last thing that you want is aggravation or grief or feeling sort of like you're the problem. And these folks don't make you feel that way. They're here to let you know that they're the solution to your problem. They're happy to serve you, and they recognize that they're measured about how well that they do their job. So it's a whole culture that's been bred in this particular department that serves our residents each and every day in a really kind of wide variety of ways that people don't understand. And I have stacks of letters, as I mentioned, stacks of letters in my office from people over the years that have written to us thanking an individual firefighter. Maybe somebody that was just going to work, wasn't even on duty yet, and changed the tire for somebody beside the side of the road, or made that extra phone call, or figured out a way to handle the situation that they were having with a pet or even with a child. That's the added value that this department adds. You can't put a price tag on that. You can't put a dollar figure on that. It's just what they do every day. It's part of who they are. So today we are here to recognize all of our firefighters that are with us, our retirees, and our future firefighters, as the chief has mentioned. And I also want to thank the civilians that are out here today that are about to get an award for taking the extra effort to make this a better city to live in. You stepped up to the plate. We want to recognize that. We want to show you and say thanks to you, the wonderful things that you've done for this community. And we want to encourage you to continue to be active and involved in every part of this wonderful city that we live in. So Chief, congratulations on another outstanding year. We appreciate it. To the firefighters here, we appreciate all the work that you do. Again, I want to just emphasize, I want to thank you for doing everything from shoveling school roofs off in the winter when we've got snow loads that we know might be dangerous, to helping somebody get out of their locked car, to putting out the catastrophic fire that occurs here. So I want to congratulate each and every one of you for a job well done. Thank you.
Slight change in your program today. I'll be playing the part of President D'Amici. Secretary Rob Forbes of Danbury Professional Firefighters, Local 801. On behalf of the union, I would like to thank you all for attending our annual awards ceremony and memorial service. I'll make this short and sweet. I didn't have anything prepared, but I'd like to also congratulate the civilians who are receiving awards today. We do this for a living. We do this every day. When we get the call, we expect to go in and do what you did just because you were there and you did the right thing, and somebody is very grateful for what you did because you stepped up to the plate, like the mayor said. Thank you very much. To those firefighters that are receiving awards today, you also deserve congratulations. I know Pat said it and the chief said it, and pretty much every firefighter says it. You could save 30 orphans in a burning building, a dog, a cat, and a bird, and you're just going to tell somebody, I was just doing my job. But these awards you should be proud of because you're nominated by your peers to receive these awards. The awards committee is made up of your peers, and they review the awards that are submitted, and they deem that your actions are worthy of extra acknowledgement. So you should be also very proud of your accomplishments. And I'd like to thank the awards committee for their hard work that they do. It's not easy putting this all together, and thank you all for coming.
Good morning again. For our first award today, this is a Certificate of Merit, a Citizenship Award going to firefighter Roger Bohan. On Tuesday, December 28th, in 2010, Engine 26 was returning from a call at the mall at Lord & Taylor's. They saw a woman nearby frantically searching the snow for in an area of the parking garage. They stopped to offer their help, and the woman explained that she was looking for a lost wedding band. Apparently she'd taken her glove off and the ring came with it. Engine 26 joined the search to no avail. The next day, however, firefighter Bohan left home early to come into work with a borrowed metal detector. He went to the snowbank at the mall and searched through it, finding the ring and returning it to its rightful owner. This level of dedication and commitment to customer service is definitely above and beyond, and I'd like to thank Roger for doing this, and he is to be commended and receive this award. Thank you. The next Certificate of Merit is for two of our dispatchers, Dispatcher Steve Rogers and Dispatcher DJ Brown. Please come forward. On January 27th, Dispatcher Steve Rogers and Acting Dispatcher DJ Brown were working together in the 911 center. A call was received from a home health aide that her patient was choking on a piece of food. Dispatcher Brown dispatched the responding apparatus while Dispatcher Rogers talked the aide through the Heimlich maneuver. This turned out to be successful as the patient was breathing normally when the responding apparatus arrived on scene. This is a great example of dedication and the teamwork that the 911 dispatchers can accomplish. And we thank the department and the citizens. Thank them, and we are proud of you. This next award is the Civilian Award of Merit to Mr. Joseph Riscala. On the evening of February, Mr. Riscala, please stand up. Please come forward. On the evening of 2 February 2011, Mr. Riscala was working his job at the Ridgewood Country Club. He received a call from a patron's wife who was looking for her husband. She was informed that her husband has left at his regular time, which was some time ago. Knowing that this was out of character for this gentleman, Mr. Riskawa called 911 and did some searching on his own. He found that the person had become disoriented and driven some 500 yards out into the access road on the course. The person was out of his car and lying in the snow, hypothermic and in serious medical condition. Mr. Riskawa put the patient in his car, brought him to the parking lot where he met EMS and Engine 22. Mr. Riskawa's compassion and quick thinking and efforts to save this individual attributed to the positive outcome for this person. For this, Mr. Riskawa receives the Civilian Award of Merit. This next award, another civilian award, goes to 4 individuals. Those of you who are, please come forward. Ms. Carolee Guasco, Mr. George Kuchera, Mr. Robert Emmerich, and Mr. Jerry Capel. Engine 26 was dispatched to a medical call for a serious diabetic problem on the morning of 2nd June 2011 at the Goodrich Company. On their arrival, the patient was being attended to by Ms. Guasco, Ms. Kuchera, Mr. Emmerich, and Mr. Capel. They had their own medical kits and were treating the patient. They had measured his blood levels and administered the proper medication while assessing his vital signs. Mr. Goodrich Corporation and the citizens of Danbury are proud of these caring individuals and are very pleased to present with them, for their compassion and their efforts, a Civilian Award of Merit. The next is an Honorable Service Award. Lieutenant Forbes, please step forward. For Lieutenant Rob Forbes, Firefighter Ted Morges, and Firefighter Terry Tiemann for unit citation. On the evening of July 24th, 2011, Engine 26 was dispatched to a house fire on West Worcester Street. While doing the secondary victim search, Firefighter Morges found an unconscious victim in bed. Lieutenant Morges and Lieutenant Forbes carried the victim out of the house where they were met by Firefighter Tiemann. The 3 immediately started medical care on the victim until she was placed in the care of the ambulance and crew. The engine crew then assisted EMS with patient care during the trip to the hospital. This is a fine example of training and teamwork. Lieutenant Rob Forbes and Firefighter Ted Morges get the Honorable Service Award. The unit citation goes to Lieutenant Rob Forbes, Firefighters Ted Morges, and Terry Tiemann. The next award is a Civilian Award of Merit to Western Connecticut State University Police Officer Jim LeClaire. Please come forward. On the evening of 29 August 2011, Engine 26 responded to Penny Hall for a male not breathing. While responding, they heard Officer LeClaire call his dispatch center and state that the patient had a pulse but was not breathing. Upon their arrival, Engine 26 found Officer LeClaire maintaining the patient's airway. He then assisted the engine crew with patient care prior to the arrival of EMS. By the time the patient arrived at Danbury Hospital, he was breathing normally. Officer LeClaire's quick action certainly was the determining factor in this positive outcome for this person. For this, he is to be commended with the Civilian Award of Merit. Thank you. Some of the other awards we're giving today. include the Firefighter of the Year Award to Chief Robert Keenan. Is he here? Very recently retired Chief Robert Keenan. Another combination award we have, Civilian Award and an EMS Award. Civilian Award to Mr. Mike Thader, EMS Award to Engine 25, Lieutenant Bill Lounsbury, Firefighter Terry Tiemann, and Firefighter Kyle Hauser. Please come forward. On the morning of 13 March 2011, Mr. Mike Thader placed a 911 call on his cell phone stating that his father had collapsed and gone into cardiac arrest after returning home from jogging. The call first went to the Connecticut State Police. As they transferred the call to Danbury 911, Mike put his phone on speaker and the trooper stayed on the line giving him instructions for the CPR. He continued resuscitation efforts on his father until Engine 25 arrived on scene and took over patient care. The engine crew then applied automatic defibrillation to the patient. EMS arrived on scene and began advanced life support. The patient's pulse had returned prior to being placed in the ambulance. Mike's bravery and calmness in this critical situation is to be recognized with the Civilian Award of Merit. Knowing that the very first few minutes are crucial to survival, his actions definitely had a positive impact on the health of his father. Engine 25 EMS, their EMS award is for the administration of advanced life support in this process, and we recognize them for their service in this particular situation. Thank you. Sir, Mr. Tate? Sir, you want to thank you?
I'm Mercy. Yep.
That is Mr. Thader Sr., by the way. So he was able to receive the award. That's a good thing. Oh, that's right. Another Firefighter of the Year award for the Exchange Club goes to Captain Bernie Meehan.
Great job. Oh, that's not.
Our final awards for today are recognizing achievement by attaining their associate's degree through the college system, the community college system here in Connecticut. This goes to Training Officer Marco Master, Firefighter Sean Wannett, and Firefighter Nick Velati. I'd like to take this time to thank Captain Gary Arcani, who is chairman of the awards service. He couldn't be here today due to a family emergency, but it's the effort of him and his committee that put this together and gleaned through all the actions and activities for the last year that create this award ceremony, and all the effort and work they put in. We owe them a bit of thanks for that, and I appreciate what they continue to do to honor both civilians and firefighters in the city. Thank you very much to the committee. close today, Communications Supervisor Pat Sniffen.
If nothing else, the fire department, we adapt, overcome, and improvise somewhat. Reverend German from St. Paul's Church was ill this morning. He couldn't come for our closing prayer. On behalf of the mayor, the chief, all the officers and members of the fire department here in Danbury, we're very proud to serve you, and we thank you for coming today. We thank you for stopping to do what you did when you saw it. It truly makes a difference in the world. And without people like yourselves, firefighters like yourselves, the world is a very dark place. As you go forward today, I just ask that God bless us all. God bless you for your actions, for your time, for your commitment. And thank you, and God bless this great country. Have a wonderful day.